Man, what a wild roller coaster this has been. Amazing. Hey Fragrance family, I'm David, I'm a fragrance bro, of course your best source for everything fragrance related. Today, I have a review of this, Molecule 05 by Escentric Molecules and Escentric 05 by Escentric Molecules. Now, Lucky Scent sent these to me for review, so I'd like to thank them for sending these. And of course, I'm gonna keep it 100% honest. And man, I have been going on a roller coaster ride with these scents. I wasn't sure what to expect with these. I've always liked the Escentric line, and I have just gone through just a wild roller coaster of emotions and thoughts with these two fragrances. Now, if you're interested, I have a previous video where I talk about Molecule 04 and Escentric 04 by The House. You can go up here and you can watch that. Great video. I really like those a lot. Both of them blew me away. Escentric 04, one of my favorite fragrances of all time. It's that good. Molecule 04, also very, very good. Now, to quickly go over kind of the gimmick of this house, as it were, they release two fragrances at a time, and they both center around one molecule, one synthetic perfume molecule. A lot of people are familiar with Molecule 01, and for Molecule 01, they chose the ingredient IsoE Super to be the main ingredient. And for Molecule 01, that's it. It just has that one ingredient for Molecule 01. Well, then they have Escentric 01, which uses Molecule 01, but then builds kind of a regular fragrance around that with other notes. And it kind of explores what the ingredient could be used with other ingredients. I love this idea. I like that you can try the molecule by itself, but try it in a perfume form in its kind of ideal state and kind of ideal concentration. But then you can also try what the perfume would be like with that ingredient. Now, my video that talked about the previous release, Escentric and Molecule 04, that one they went over a sandalwood ingredient. I can't remember the name, I'll put it right here. But yeah, that one they did a sandalwood one, which is great. Now, Molecule 05 is based on cashmerein. Now, cashmerein is used in a lot of fragrances and people have smelled it. It's a very familiar smell. So I was really interested to try it just for that reason, just to see what it would be like on its own, in its own kind of native concentration. And when describing it, the copy in this I think is very interesting. They say that cashmerein is pure and singular. It has an unusually complex character for a single molecule. It combines a cocooning musky softness with dry aromatic woodiness and a sweet and resinous pine note. And that, I think, is a great way to describe this. It's a really interesting scent, and I wasn't sure what I was gonna think about this, because when I heard that they were gonna do this with cashmerein, I wasn't too thrilled. I thought it was really interesting because I haven't tried cashmerein in its kind of ideal state. I haven't tried it by itself. I've only tried fragrances with cashmerein in it. The first day I tried it, was not impressed. Didn't really like it at all. But then the more I tried it, the more it really, really grew on me. And this is where the roller coaster ride started to happen. Sometimes with some fragrances, you really just grow to like it and you really appreciate it. This is one of those fragrances. It has a kind of greenness about it, but it doesn't go in the vegetable or leafy category. It has almost a watery quality, but it doesn't go into like the sea notes or the ambergris or even like the traditional wateriness that we associate with it. It's almost musky as well. It has almost this type of thing that it sticks to you. It just has this really interesting, juicy greenness and somewhat bitter quality. This has a very spicy quality to it, but not in the spice sense. It just has almost a vibrancy that is in that spice range. So if I were to tell you this smelled like spicy watermelon rind, that is the closest thing I can describe in this fragrance that Molecule 05 smells like. And you might think that that smells bad, but man, I really dig this. I really like this. And this is the strangest thing. I was not expecting to like this at all, but the more I wore it, especially in the heat, the more I really appreciated it. As you can tell, I'm almost at a loss of words how to describe Molecule 05, but I think that all of these descriptors are really the right ones to describe it. It's just difficult to describe something that fits in this kind of in-between spot. I can totally see why this is used in fragrances. On its own, it's very interesting. It is on the weird side, but that's what I really love about it. It has a familiar feel to it, but also a very different, unique feel as well. You can tell that it's something that you may have tried before, but you don't know what it is. And that is what I love about Molecule 05. Now, I also got Escentric 05. I got a little sample of it right here. And Escentric 05, of course, it uses that cashmere note and it kind of fills out around it with more of a traditional fragrance. Now, this one is really, really good. It's excellent. I really like this one a lot as well. When I first smelled it, it smelled very familiar, and I wasn't exactly sure what it was that it smelled like. I knew there's cashmere in there, and I knew it kind of smelled supposedly like Molecule 05. I smelled them back to back, and what's funny is I don't really get a lot of similarity between the two. So I don't know how much cashmere they're actually using in the Escentric 05. It doesn't seem like a whole lot. Apparently the perfumer wanted to make kind of a summery type of fragrance, but not in the traditional sense. I think they did a great job of making an untraditional type of summery fragrance. In some ways, it reminds me a little bit of Escentric 04 in a similar style. It has some green notes, some citrus, and a little bit of that bitter quality that the other one was really known for. It's not exactly the same. It goes in a different direction. And this one I get more of this kind of piquant greenness in there that I think is very nice. It took me a long time to figure out what this actually reminds me of. And eventually it came to my mind. It smells like Coeur du Vetiver Sacre by L'Artisan Parfumeur. Probably mispronouncing that word. But it smells very much like that one. That one is a vetiver scent with dates and other things in there. A very weird type of scent. This one is very similar to that. I think it's better, and it goes in more of a slightly citrusy direction, a little bit more green qualities to it, and a little bit less of that kind of sweetness that the other one had. I would say that most people will probably prefer Escentric 05 to Molecule 05 because I think this one has more of a traditional type of feel to it, and that cashmere note by itself can be a little weird. I really fell in love with that, and that's what I really love about Molecule 05, but I don't think most people will agree with me here. I think most people will probably disagree on this count, actually. I get about 8 to 10 hours of longevity on these. I get excellent projection on both of these, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on if you or your friends don't like this a lot. As far as times to wear these, I wore this in the heat, and it's supposed to be kind of a wintry type of molecule, but I found that it really worked in the heat because it had that kind of watery type of aroma that I wasn't expecting at all. To me, I think both of these are solid 4 out of 5s for me. I really, really like these a lot, and I can highly recommend them. I definitely think you've got to try Molecule 05 at least. This one is just a crazy ride. Wow. I think you probably like Escentric 05 too, probably even more, so definitely check that one out too. But man, Molecule 05 is just banging. With that said, definitely go check them out. I'll have a link down below to Lucky Scent where you can buy them. I really love Lucky Scent. I bought from them before, highly recommend them. So yeah, definitely check them out. One of the best things about it is that you can get a sample from them for just a few bucks. It's a really great store with lots of great fragrances, a huge selection, and the fact that you can get samples from almost anything, I think is a great benefit. So yeah, check them out for sure. What do you think of Molecule 05? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments down below. Do you like it, love it, hate it? What do you think of Molecule 05 and Escentric 05? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, don't forget to smash that like and click that little bell so you get a notification every time I make an upload. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with the Fragrance Bros. Bye.